Now we're gonna see the RAMs, as you can see. So the RAMs also, or the random access memory, can cause failure or a not working laptop. So as you can see here, we have the RAM, the random access memory. As you can see for this laptop, you can open it or remove it just by pulling the two sides terminals. Here we have, as you can see, the RAM, okay, connections. As you can see, the RAM connections. So if you have a problem with the RAM or with the graphic, you can just clean the RAMs and the RAM slots, because sometimes when you have some dirt in the RAM slots, this can cause the problem in the laptop. So you can just clean the RAM chips and also the RAM slots. So as I told you, the RAM or random access memory is also one of the most common faults in laptops. Okay, that's why you should always check it and clean it. And of course, depending on the type of the laptop, there is many types of the RAM. For example, for this kind of laptop, this is a DDR2. As you can see, we have here 1.8 volt. So 1.8 volt is the working voltage for DDR2 RAM. Okay, and there is many types of RAM. For example, DDR3, the working voltage is 1.5 volt. DDR1, the working voltage is 2.5 volts. For DDR4, the working voltage is 1.2 volts. DDR5, this is a very improved RAM, the working voltage is 1.1 volt, and so on. So do you see 1.8 volt means the working voltage for the DDR2. You can just know the type of the RAM by knowing the voltage that is marked in the slot of the RAM. This is another motherboard with the same RAM. Here we have, as you can see, its capacity 512 megabyte, as you can see. Okay, the capacity of the RAM. So there is, of course, many capacities for the RAMs. So let's see this, for example, the capacity for this random access memory. As you can see here, we have 1 gigabyte. Okay, 1 gigabyte. This is Samsung. Samsung is the model. Okay, so this is 1 gigabyte. Of course, there is 2 gigabyte, 4 gigabyte, etc. Okay, so let's check. Here we have another motherboard. So this motherboard is for DDR3 RAM. This is an improved motherboard, a modern motherboard. Here, as you can see, this part here is next to the middle of the slot, means this is DDR3. This, but for this, no. As you can see, there is a big difference between DDR3 RAM and DDR2 RAMs. As you can see, the working voltage is 1.5 volts. Okay, for DDR2 1.8 volt, but for DDR3 1.5 volts. Okay, as you can see in the slot, 1.5 volts. So as I told you before, there is many types of random access memory, and for every type of RAM there is a working voltage, a specific working voltage. Okay, so let's see this motherboard also. Let's see the type of this RAM. So as you can see here, it seems that this is the DDR2. Of course, we have 1.8 volt. So this is DDR2 RAM. Okay, as you can see, this is 2 RAM chip. You can just pull this bars or arms and the RAM will be removed easily. Just pull the arms and the RAM will be removed. Okay? So as I told to you before, the RAM chips can be the cause of no power laptop. You should always check the RAMs before going ahead and checking other things. For this RAM, as you can see, we have 512 megabyte DDR2, as you can see. Okay, for the other chip, 1 gigabyte. Okay, so here, as you can see, this is an old motherboard. As you can see, where we have an old RAM, we have here 2.5 volt. This slot is for DDR1 RAM. Okay, for DDR1 RAM. This is an old motherboard, and this is a modern motherboard. As you can see here, the graphic card and the GMCH is integrated with the processor in one chip. Okay, so here the RAM is DDR3. Okay, DDR3 with powering voltage of 1.5 volts. Okay, so you will find usually the modern motherboards. So of course this is i7 motherboard. Okay, this motherboard is for i7 laptop. You will find the modern laptops, you will find the graphic card or the GMCH is integrated with the processor in just one chip. Okay, but for the old motherboards, you will find all chips are separated. For example, you will find the processor, the GMCH, the graphic card are separated. And of course, in some motherboards, some improved and modern motherboards, you will find that the processor, the GMCH, the graphic card, and the ICH are integrated in just one chip.